Good afternoon, RGL. It's Yells here, your honorary Super Pitfall falling toward the record commentator, back for another wild afternoon of wall clips and Moai intimidation. And boy, do we have some fun new stuff for you. If you were here in, I think it was November of 2025, so it wasn't that long ago, we had quite a fun time just trying to chase down Whitman Price's 459. And, it felt not impossible, but it felt like the run really needed to come together cleanly. And now, due to some community advancements, you might notice that the PBs of all four runners on screen are lower than 459. Again, we've got 4 of the top 6 runners with you here today for starters, and they're just going to be throwing attempts at that wall and so on to try and see if they can go and chase down Apollo, who is in the top right-hand corner with the world record of 449.733. And we also have Crit Rocket Runner with a PB of 450.267. We have Angry Lanks with a PB of 450.634. And we've got MC Aaron Ice with a PB of 455.383. All very dangerous runners, ready to just freaking go for it for a few hours for your viewing pleasure. Folks, you want to go ahead and say hi to the crew? Say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Very good.
Hello.
Excellent. Hey. I mean, look, he did what I told him to do. I said say hi. He said hi. Job done. So again, I've got all 4 of these fine folks in a voice chat, which we will pop into periodically to go and say hi to them and see how they're doing. But in the meantime, I'm gonna say they're itching to get started. So let's go ahead and get this Mug the Smug 2026 event started. So, folks, if you are ready, if you want to go ahead and give me your clean reset, and I will count you in from 3. So, okay, let's go ahead and get it started. So, off of the clean resets, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, folks.
Let's do it.
All right, we will let them get on with it. And let me go ahead and pull up some audio here for you. Let's go ahead and start with, we might as well start with the world record holder, Apollo. So again, there have been a lot of advancements in this run in just the last couple of months. I mean, it's been a pretty wild time, to say the least. We were previously looking at a scenario where it felt like the perfect run needed to be in place just to catch Whitman Price's 459. And just through the community was really digging in, trying to figure out what exactly they needed to do to try to make this just a faster, more enjoyable endeavor. Because again, you see what they're all going through here. Every single one of them is at the wall, and the wall is not letting them through. And I am delighted to tell you that is unchanged. I'm so happy to report that this is still Super Pitfall to a T. This is what you get. What you've paid for is just a wall that won't let you in. Apollo is through at 113. So I feel like they're probably going to just do a clean full run through, unless they just get really fed up. And then the goal will just be for them to do just grind attempts. We want to see runs that get on good pace and try to chase down that record. But yeah, there's been apart from what they're looking for is they're looking for a fast wall clip where Harry needs to clip into the wall 2 times. They're also looking for that Moai head that is right after the wall clip to be intimidated, and it's not necessarily it's not a science. I don't think it really is just RNG whether or not that Moai head just bails and you either have to climb onto a ladder to wait for him to pass underneath you, or sometimes, yeah, he just leaves. Like, you can just leave. You can just hit the bricks, you know? So those are things that have already been known, you know, and they jump down, do a clip through the elevator to go ahead and get down to the bottom of the map. And then beyond that, that's when things continue to get, like, really, really spicy. It's coming out of there, the meatballs that are coming out of the lava pits. There are strategies now to get really, really fast and aggressive, what they refer to as underballs. So that there's literally no waiting. It's a pretty static rhythm for, you know, what you're looking for as far as dodging and shooting. And now what you're seeing right now is Apollo is doing the new balloon route, and you're going to see everybody kind of doing the new balloon route here. MCA is in there as well. Crit is in there as well. Lanks is looking for a balloon. It's around here somewhere. But the previous balloon route, you would ride it all the way to the top and then coax yourself around, like dodging birds, dodging bats, and then coaxing yourself around a spider and into the wall. So you can clip in the wall and jump up and over to get down. It was discovered, I believe, I think it was like Apollo who discovered the path, but you know, just due to him being busy, because, you know, life is like that sometimes. The one who really put it into practice first was MC Iron Ice, of just taking the balloon over to the left almost immediately. So you do an early balloon grab to the left, and then you get into the wall much, much earlier. And what that ends up doing is you jump up that wall, and it's a little bit faster. There used to be a brief hesitation that you would need to do, where you would need to dodge a scorpion, which you can't shoot because your score is really tightly routed. If you get too many points, you get extra 1-ups, and you need to game over. That's the whole point of the speedrun, is game overing. So there was a challenge there, but then beyond that, there are some manipulations for the death that they take to the piranha after they save the pet. So that's a new piece. We'll look out for that more as we're, like, following and kind of closing in on some really fast attempts. So, but yeah, what we will see right now is Apollo is going to go ahead and do the newest, like the biggest time save here. This is the crit warp. So if you watch, he's going to jump over to the left into the air and just let the skull take him. But he is to the right of the ladder. However, the respawn point, is on the ladder. So in exchange for that death, he can now you skip dropping the rest of the way down entirely. That is the crit warp. Crit Rocket Runner discovered that. I believe it was on New Year's Day. I think that's what folks were talking about. And there you go. Apollo is done with a 5:16. GG's to Apollo. That is very, very good. And we've got, I think Lanks ran into a few difficulties on his run, which is fine. You know, again, like, no reset runs of this game can be unpleasant, to say the least. And then, yeah, we got MCA with a 5:38 and Crit with a 5:40. Everybody crushed it. Great job. And, yeah, now, I mean, they are free to just go ahead and do PB attempts. It's time. I think Lanks is very courteously waiting for everybody else to finish before they go ahead and go in and do just go for PBs. But yeah, they are free now to just reset to their heart's content. So yeah, again, so there's also just some interesting facts here about the lineage of the Super Pitfall World Record as it has continued to be improved in the wake of all of these discoveries. Because, like, there has been a flurry of activity as you know, from Apollo getting a 459 with the old strats. I think there might have only been, like, one of those new strats that I talked about really in play at the time that Apollo eclipsed Whitman Price's 459 with a slightly lower 459 back in late November. And then he managed to get, I think as strats were being discovered through December, he managed to get a 458. And then he managed to get a 456 on New Year's Eve, I believe. And then on New Year's Day, Mikey Dies a Lot, who is, I believe, in 4th place on the leaderboard and couldn't join us today, unfortunately, got the first 455 in Super Pitfall. Followed up immediately on January 2nd by Apollo getting a slightly lower 455. And then later that same day getting a 454, the game's first 454. And suddenly, we had this flurry of activity through the end of December and the beginning of January where we had gotten 459 to 458, all the way down to 454. And then the most amazing thing happened where in the Super Pitfall Discord, a video was posted of a 453 by Whitman Price. Whitman came back after years away. The record, his record, when you go to the graph on speedrun.com, it is such a long time from his 459 in 2016 to the modern runs here. So again, almost a full decade later, Whitman came back and recorded a 453 and took the world record by joining in with the crew as they were all playing, and participating in the lineage of all the new tech and the new skips and everything. Apollo then improved the record 4 days later down to a 451, which again, now you're getting dangerously close to 44x, and everybody's wondering when the 44x is going to be. But again, everybody has been grinding these attempts as we went. So, it's not like it's just one person at a time grinding. Everybody's been grinding because it is a really fun game to grind. So Apollo got a 451 on January the 8th, and then almost a week later, Crit Rocket got a 451.3. So he improved the world record from a 451.7 to a 451.3, and then he improved it again a week later than that to a 450 to his current PB, which is a 450.267. And then at the very, very end of January, the final day of January, Apollo managed to get a 449, the 44X, becoming reality, which stands to this day. So the 449.733 has stood for a month. It was the end of January when he got it. It's the end of February now. And yeah, so now it is just we are here to watch some of the very best in this game go ahead and try to chase down that 449. And so yeah, so I was glad I wasn't worried that I was gonna have time to do the lineage, because again, this is what it's gonna be. We're gonna see plenty of resets for free, plenty of resets, millions of resets for me. But yeah, it's gonna be a very entertaining afternoon, to say the least. And so we're gonna see how strongly their convictions will hold as everything goes on. And so we got crit through the wall. Did not see the quality of the Moai there, but let's take a look here. So he's taking the death in the spikes at 117. What I should probably do is I should probably give you some frame of reference. Sorry for the double audio there for 1 second. But, So let's see. So yeah, as Crit takes this Moai death here at 159, when we compare that to the world record takes that death at 154. So he's about 5 seconds off the pace, but it's still, again, that just means that what you're seeing live right now within the first 20 minutes of attempts is Crit basically on a 455 pace, which is just, really difficult to believe and reconcile when you consider where this run was before. Now Crit gets the little scorpion kill after taking the short balloon trip. I believe the Apollo has his split listed as disrespect the Rot, as it is disrespectful to Rot Dog to skip most of Rot Dog's favorite song, which is the balloon song. But, what are you gonna do? Alright, so Crit is gonna take the bird warp at 255. And again, still about 5 seconds off the pace. Apollo's world record takes the bird warp at 250. Grabs the medicine. Oh, unfortunately, the scorpion got him. It doesn't kill the run. It just means that they have to take a different route, because normally they would get over that scorpion and then take the path to the left and then try to die at the piranha, just to remove one of their lives, and they get a favorable respawn off of that death. But instead, they just don't die here, and they just kind of go around the long way. We're going to take a look here as he jumps into the warp at 355. So we'll see now compared to... So now, yeah, that's versus a 347 jump into the warp on in the world record. So he has lost 3 seconds or so. And then jumping into the warp to the final zone at 417. Which is about 9 seconds off the pace. Crit having a little difficulty with the final section here, which is unfortunate. And meanwhile, it looks like Apollo's on a decent run, probably about like a 454 pace, if I had to guess, something like that. So, there we go. There is a 512 for Crit. GG's to Crit with the 512. Meanwhile, Apollo gonna show off a really, really good time here. That is a 453, which again, in November, keep in mind, in November, that is world record by some distance. That is ridiculous, folks. Absolutely ridiculous. Big GG's to Apollo on that 453. Simply incredible. All right, we got MCA going to grab that early balloon. Oh my gosh, what a ladder clip. unbelievable ladder clip as MCA just falls the longest way you could possibly imagine. Oh, it hurts my soul. And then the bird gets mad and just says, yeah, well, you know, since you're here anyway, let me just sort this out. Most unfortunate. We've got Lanx taking an elevator death at 124. Keeping in mind that world record pace on that death is 113. So we got Lanx going for early balloon now. Let's give Lanx some audio here. When we get people on paces, we'll try to swap audio around. Oh, the Scorpion. Maybe it's bad luck. Maybe it's bad luck to give audio. We'll still keep audio on Lanx for a bit. That Scorpion was very rude, though. Exceptionally rude. Okay, looks like we've got Crit with an elevator death at 115. This is actually a really good pace. So this pace, this is like 451 pace, give or take. So let's give Crit some audio here. So this movement underneath the meatballs with the specifically timed shots is pretty scripted when they get the right pattern, I think. Like, I've seen that sequence of movement and shots pretty regularly. So yeah, 156 Moai death. That is indeed, that's like 2 seconds behind world record pace. So he's about a second behind, if you're just comparing his PB with Apollo splits, then he's like a second behind. But I don't actually know, because like there's time saves still, little time saves all over the place. Like not huge ones, but like there's, it's like subtle, nuanced stuff, and I can't necessarily say without having everybody's splits up in front of me whether or not anybody's ahead or behind. So just comparing to the world record splits in this particular case. We got Lanx taking the Moai death at 155. I think that's a 450 pace. He might be like matching his PB pace right now. So we got 2 heaters going. All right, Crit taking the Bird Warp at 253. So again, that's probably like 451, 452 pace, give or take. Lanx getting into the wall and shooting that Scorpion without a problem this time. So this path down to the medicine that Crit is taking, Crit actually found this new path. It's slightly faster. I think maybe it's about half a second faster than the old one was. So, oh my gosh, the Scorpion gets him again. But I appreciate Crit sending it. Okay, well, we're going to switch audio over here because Crit is going to drop about 3 seconds of time here, and we're going to believe that we're not going to give Lanx any bad luck by bringing his audio in, because This pace that Lanx is on is right on top of Apollo's world record pace. Like this is a really spicy one. And the Scorpion gets him too. Unbelievable. Such awful Scorpion luck. So we're going to go ahead back over to Crit's audio here. As Crit takes the warp at 412. So again, we're still looking at like a low to mid 4-5x here from Crit entering the final section. As we see the new Crit warp to jump over the Skull Shooter, wait for him to turn around. No, he walked off the edge. And down to the bottom goes Crit. The long fall. Meanwhile, Lanx getting the ladder clip. Very nice, very nice. Let's go ahead and throw the audio back onto Lanx here as he enters the last section. I'm going to see Lanx go ahead and try to hit the Crit warp here. Let this guy turn around, shoot a skull to the left, jump into nothingness, and yeah, so because of the Scorpion death, Lanx losing about 3 seconds. So that's going to put him on like probably like a 4:52-53 pace here, as long as the finish goes nice and smooth. Dodging everything, grabs Rhonda. 451. Wow, 451 with a Scorpion death. Wow, that was sick. GG, Angry Lanx. Just fantastic work. Without that Scorpion death, that could be a world record. If he gets the Piranha death instead of the Scorpion death, I mean, you're just in there, and that's incredible. What a run. Phew. My goodness. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to give you some MCA audio, probably, here. If I can manage it. Which I can. Hooray. Yeah, let's see what MCA is up to here. So again, everybody's just rocking clean runs here. Clean, fresh ones. And MCA gonna be the first one to get to the wall. And what I will do for MCA in the meantime, I will plug in the no reset attempt that he did, which was a 5:38 as his event PB for now, because it is technically a finished run, but we know we'll see better in a very short while. Okay, MCA through the wall, past the Moai, and elevator death at 1:21, which puts him about 8 seconds or so off of the pace. It's still, somewhere in that mid to high 4-5x range. So let's see if the meatballs are kind. See if he can get the underball strat. It's really this. He had to hesitate. The pattern was not there for him. It's really the underball strat feels like it's. You'll notice it just from that first batch. You just barely sneak under the meatballs that are falling down on the left-hand side. Ooh, a meatball in the toe. You hate to see it. So let's take a look at Angry Lanx, who is also through the wall, dealing with the meatballs right now. see what kind of pace he's got cooking. .159 Moai death, which is about 5 seconds off of world record pace. You might just want to play this one through just to kind of cool off after that monster pace that he was just on. And wretched Scorpion not letting him get away cleanly. Saving the pet. Most unfortunate. This is Rot Dog's favorite song. And it's over. And again, this early balloon strat, by jumping straight up the wall like this, it saves a bunch of time. Well, it's not necessarily a bunch of time, but it saves, I think initially it probably saved, I want to say, about half a second to a second. But there was an issue where you needed to wait that Scorpion on the right-hand side. They weren't originally shooting that Scorpion. And the reason for that is because your score is very tightly routed in this game. Like, everything you do, just about, generates score. And it's a nice, neat, and tidy package whereupon you get to that final death and you are basically, right on the cusp of getting another 1-up. So if you do anything extra to generate score, that is a tremendous risk. So it's not really worth it. Because, I want to say having an extra life, I think it's about, probably about 5 or 6 seconds. Something like that. To wait for the full respawn to then take your death. So, it's definitely a big time loss. It's not worth it at all. So, but the discovery of the crit warp led to basically just an extra death that was en route. But because the extra death was from a projectile, the projectile didn't increase your score at all. So that freed up a bunch of points that they used to take up by Rhonda, where they would grab her and they would die twice, basically. It was as part of the route, because they would just have an extra life. But everything that can hurt you up there, like the skull shooter and the little creature, they both generate score. Oh, it looks like Lanx did not get a clean jump. Yeah, just shout-outs to this game. If you don't jump, if you just walk off the edge, then you get ready for a nice, long ride down, because that's what you're going to get. You just get to fall straight down, and, no stops will be made. No control shall be had. You're just stuck. So now we've got Crit doing the early balloon. We'll take a look at what kind of pace he's working with here. All right, a bird warp at 256, so about 5 or 6 seconds off of world record pace here, but still, again, an extraordinarily respectable time, to say the least. So, I'm going to take the new path that Crit mapped out to the medicine. Oh, get halfway clip through the wall and then the fall. Yeah, I would shoot too. Again, this I would say that this run is pretty delicately poised. So we're not really looking for any sort of any mishap almost will really kind of break the spell of that good pace and just send you right back to the start. Excuse me. So another enhancement that I think was relatively recent that should be mentioned is just the start of the run. Going down that first ladder is new. It actually is a new strat. I think it saves about a second, where it was just difficult to get consistent at going down that ladder and getting off at the platform and not going too far down. but it is a more direct route than basically walking past the spot, like laterally, where you die, to drop down a sequence of ladders, to then swim down, or maybe it's not a sequence of ladders, but like dropping off of the ladder up above, and then walking off of the platform above the piranha. You see right there as Crit just dodged that piranha. It is pretty close. You'll see MCA dodge it right there too. But this new path gets them the first death at around like 12 and a half seconds, which is, again, I believe 13s were the regular. So it is a big enhancement for sure. Oh, Angry Lanks. Oh, the elevator was messing with him. Felt like Lanks was going to have a really strong start there. But unfortunately, elevator said no. Elevator came right back up to meet him. So we are back to trying to get into the wall. Really, at these paces, you really are looking for a very, very fast wall clip, which is why you're going to see in this event lots of folks not really spending a lot of time. You know, if the handle on your timer starts with a 5 and you're still sitting there at the wall, you probably don't want to be there at that point. You know, they all are here to try and fall toward that record. You know, that's what they're all here for. That's what they're all trying to achieve. And I think it is, you know, it's more important to them that they just don't waste a lot of time, not just standing at the wall, but like not taking mediocre walls. Like maybe once or twice, you know, it's going to be all up to what the runner feels like doing. So if the runner gets there and they're just like, you know what, I haven't played the mid game, I haven't played the late game in about like half an hour or so, maybe I'll just ride this one out and see where it takes me. Just, you know, because again, they're probably not going to stop and do practice midway through this. They might take an opportunity to just finish a run every now and again, just to make sure it's still fresh. Which, you know, I do condone. You know, you should finish a run every now and again, unless you're just like one of those absolute gamers where you're just like, no, I only want to do it when it's time. Yeah, so Crit sticking around to the wall until about 57, 58. MCA sticking around until like a minute 8. You know, folks are just, they're begging for the wall to let them in. Lanks and Apollo trying desperately. Yeah, Apollo, you see Apollo there, he reset and his timer was 49. Again, there is no time to dawdle. None at all. None at all to dawdle. Again, I want to take the opportunity to thank RGLtv for putting on this Falling Toward the Record event again so soon after the previous one. You know, it was such a wonderful sequence of events of the community coming together and finding new small time save after new small time save. And again, I think the biggest one indeed is the Crit Warp that probably saved 3 seconds on its own and contributed to a time save of approximately 5 seconds because of the rerouting of score. So it is just a wonderful scenes to see all of these runners here with sub 5s. They're not the only ones. I want to say, if I'm remembering correctly, and I could just go to the leaderboard to check, but I want to believe that I think we might be 1 sub 5 away from having 10, I think? Question mark? Oh, 2 sub 5s away. So yeah, Lucha currently has a PB of 459.9, which is 8th on the leaderboard. I'm pretty sure Super Pitfro has a sub 5. Maybe it's just not submitted to the board. I do feel very strongly that I think there are 9. I feel like I had seen Fro posting a sub 5 in the Discord recently. But I could be wrong. I probably am. I'm probably misremembering Fro's like attempts just like abandoning him at the worst moments. So, which is, no, okay. No, Fro has like a 453. That's right. Yeah. So I think Fro just hasn't submitted his PB in a while. But yeah, we have 9 runners that have sub 5s, which is so remarkable when you consider that, again, in November of last year, you had one runner with a sub 5, and it felt like it was very nearly perfect, and there really wasn't anything to be done about it, except just keep throwing yourself at the wall and hoping that it eventually lets you through. We got Lanx taking the elevator death at 122, which is about 9 seconds off the pace. You know, Lanx might find himself in a position here where the pace isn't really important. He just kind of wants to feel out the mid-game and end-game, just play it out. Yeah, exactly, Toxicomic. And then science. So very much science. A bunch of new strats discovered. Like, as simple as just, like, walking in a more efficient way to as complicated as, like moving a few extra pixels to one side to spawn an enemy earlier so that it's in the right spot when you finally come to it, and jumping into nothingness and taking a projectile in the back of the head so that you spawn on a ladder nearby. And it's just fantastic work from the whole community coming together and like finding these really encouraging solutions to improve a game that a lot of people really thought was just, it was where it was. We're going to swap the audio over here to Lanx, who's on the balloon section. Like I mentioned, it's about 8 or 9 seconds off the pace, but, this is perfectly reasonable effort to be making here. Because it doesn't hurt to just try and finish a run every now and again. All right, yeah, this is a Lanx with a very tentative jump over the Scorpion after collecting the pet to get that Piranha death. Again, I would say we'll see what kind of pace we're looking at for him in just a moment. Crit, getting the underballs, and headed toward the Moai. Lanx with that warp at 356. So again, still about 9 seconds off the pace. So once he get past the RNG piece of the wall and the Moai, just as I say it, just like, from one RNG section to the next one being the ladder clip. Just really crushing the execution. And then it's just a matter of, you just need RNG to let you through. And that ladder clip is extraordinarily finicky. Well, let's see Lanx finish this one up for us here. Jumping over the skull shooter. Gonna jump out into the ether. Execute the crit warp. 443 crit warp. So again, about 17 seconds off of world record pace, but that's fine. Look, I just felt like he just wanted to get a rep in here. And just again, this just shows how good the execution is from these runners, because Lanx effectively has done nothing wrong. Registers a 505 with not good wall RNG, not good Moai RNG, not good ladder clip RNG, and he just did the run. Apart from that, just executed the run. We're gonna go ahead and give Crit back some audio here, as he's up to the Scorpion, cleanly over the Scorpion this time. See if we'll get this Piranha death here. Oh no, he's taking the snake. Okay. Maybe the piranha. I did not see the piranha. I must not have spawned the way that he was looking for. Jump down to the warp here. Warping at 353. So again, so Crit's run here is only about 6 seconds off the pace, which is really, really good. So we're looking, you know, like pending right here. Nice, very clean ladder clip. First try, nice and smooth. And again, like 5-ish seconds off the pace here. So, you know, Crit is on track for a mid 4-5x with this run. Just a crit warp and a little bit of ladder climbing away. Crit warp engaged. I think that might have been a little bit of a slow skull shooter. So now it's probably about like 6 or 7 seconds off the pace, which is fine. There we go, 455. You love to see it. GG's Crit on that 455. Incredible scenes. I mean, this is the stuff that Super Pitfall, Falling Toward the Record events dreams are made of. Genuinely. Like, this is, to see, we have not been live for an hour yet. And you have a 451, a 453, and a 455 already on the board. It's just fabulous to see how far this game has come, how committed the community has been to, you know, first of all, just like grinding attempts without extra science. And then once the science came in, just latching onto it, working on their execution. I mean, again, you just saw one of the most impressive things I felt was the run that Lanks just did, that 505, where he literally, you know, apart from like the technical nuances of the ladder clip itself, basically didn't do anything wrong for the entire run. It's just, give me the RNG and I'll finish it. And I mean, he nearly did. His other run, the 451 that he finished, the only thing that happened was the not being able to jump over the scorpion while trying to like grab the pet and set up the piranha death. So just, again, fabulous paces. Indeed, spicy paces. I can agree to that. Okay, we're just back to the wall now, waiting to see somebody to get through with a relatively clean pace. MCA is through with like a 58, I believe. So again, not the type of pace that you're really looking for. But again, you know, MCA looking to get a run beyond the no reset run onto the board at this point. It feels like probably wants to get a rep into the late game, see how things shake out. Meanwhile, we've got Lanks in the elevator. We'll take a look at this elevator death time. We'll stack it up against the world record to see where he's at. So 121, that's about 8 seconds off the pace, but again, like, still a sub 5 pace, just like that. MCA navigating the meatballs. Over to the Moai at 206, which is about 12 seconds off. Oh, MCA he got a sub 5 in practice today. That does not surprise me. Does not surprise me one bit. Oh, Crit trying to get that intimidation on the Moai. Got a little too cutesy, with a little too aggressive. Couldn't quite chase it down. I was very interested to see the Moai go into the hole at the end and then come back out. Like it's gonna come back and get him. Like the Moai is intimidating him. Let's go ahead over to Angry Lank's audio here for Rot Dog's favorite song. A little bit of ladder shenanigans. It's really... This game is very finicky. When it comes to getting off of a ladder. Everybody loves the hairy poop emoji. Or if you just hold down, you finally get to the bottom of a ladder and then you just squat. He just ducks immediately. Like that. Like what you just saw on Lanx's screen. Just missed the ladder there. Meanwhile, MCA taking the jump at 4:02. So again, about, 15 seconds off the pace. He hasn't lost much time compared to where he was at the first Moai death. So I think he was probably plus 12, and now he's about plus 15. Ladder glitch going to give him the business once, but then second try. Lanx doing the jump at 4 minutes flat. So again, these paces are nothing to sneeze at for sure. Ooh, the frog. Oh dear. Clean ladder clip, clean as you like, and then just the frog doing the business. Let's see MCA finish this last section up. He just did the crit warp. Felt like I could tell by his reaction that you can't see, but I get to see. That it felt like he almost missed it, but he didn't. Crucially. And there we go, a 5:08 for MCA. GG's to MCA for improving his event PB down to 5:08. All right, so let's go ahead and, while MCA assesses how he feels about getting a 5:08, which should be pretty good. I'd take a 5:08 in a heartbeat. Let's go ahead back to Angry Lanx's audio, as we're just back to the wall, my friends. Just back to the wall again. See Lanx resetting at about 54. Apollo resets at about 49. Crit resetting at about 55. Curious to see where MCA resets here. Yeah, right, just short of a minute. It's very interesting to watch, how folks decide what's their threshold for how long is too long to wait at the wall before just going back. I'm sure it's just a matter of personal preference. Lanks resetting at like 51 there. But I mean, that's what you got to do. Like, if you want the record, then that is where you need to be. Like, you need to see some action at the wall, pretty sharpish. All right, MCA back at the wall again. Giving him nothing again. Crit with an early clip, but just one. You need two. You'll notice that they are definitely in the habit of jumping as they go, because ultimately, you know, Harry's vertical position has nothing to do with whether holding right is going to clip into the wall. So you might as well be jumping as you go, because if you happen to get the clip while you're in the air, then you're just going to touch down immediately and you can jump again right away. So it is an optimization, just like what you saw for Angry Lanks there, through the wall at about 56 or so. Got a good intimidation. Nice Moai intimidation there. Grabs the diamond and then down he goes. So 55 with a good intimidation gets you 120 at the spikes, which is about 7 seconds off the pace. There or thereabouts. Well, Harry doing some silent jumping. He'll be your silent jumper, jumping for money. Not silent anymore. No longer a silent jumper. Rip silent jumper. Moai death at 2:01, which puts him, again, 7 seconds off, so which means that there's nothing wrong with the execution in that section of the run. And that's what you're going to see a lot of with these runners, just clean execution. When the game leaves it up to you, your own devices, to get the job done, these are 4 runners that are going to get the job done. It's just a matter of whether or not the RNG will let them through at the places that it needs to. This is Rot Dog's favorite song. Never mind. Up the wall he goes. Good ladder movement there. Again, RNG can be in your favor when you're going down those 2 ladders if you recognize it. Because you can get the same sort of like ladder. You can just randomly get a ladder clip where you're climbing up or down a ladder and it just decides you're going to fall off. We can't control when that happens, which is a shame, because for the ladders that we go down, you'd really like it if you could just drop down the ladder freely. You know, there's multiple opportunities where that would be a great benefit. Oh, and the scorpion gets him again. That scorpion is deadly. So we got everybody headed back to the wall again. MCA is there, Crit's there. Apollo is on the way. Lanks is on the way. as we wait for our runners to get through the wall next, a reminder that RGL's flagship annual speedrun event, Retrothon 2026, is coming up this April. I believe the dates of the event are April 16th to the 26th. Submissions are open now until March 15th. I'm dropping a link in the chat here if you're interested in participating in Retrothon. There's your submission link. We love all retro games. I believe the retro cutoff nowadays is, I think, the PlayStation 3. I feel so incredibly old. But get your submissions in. It's still open for another 2 weeks or so. Like I said, the event's going to run until about, or it's going to be in, I think, April 18th through the 26th. So it's a full week, non-stop retro speedruns. Get your runs in, and let's have a good old time. It's the big event that we put together every single year. One of many, frankly. But I would say that it is probably the one that generates the most notoriety. This is the waiting game. This is the part of the event that we all look forward to, which is purely the possibility that the game, all 4 copies of the game, will just simply say no for a period of time. Fortunately for us, we've got 4 runners with enough stick-to-itiveness to see it through. Tell you what, while we've got them in between in between any sort of spiciness here, I'm gonna pop in. Let's take a live listen in to what's going on in the race room, where we've got everybody with live hot mics.
Big thing.
Hey folks, how we doing?
Good.
Yo,
Are
what's
you
up,
on?
Yells?
Some amazing runs so
better.
far.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
Yeah. Your time will come, MCA. Oh, it might be coming now. I'm going to leave you alone. So right as we hop in just to say hi, MCA gets a 50-second wall clip. Doesn't get the Moai intimidation, but definitely can turn this into, the elevator is giving him the business. MCA, you can blame me for that elevator. Gee whiz. Wow.
I've never done that before. I got the bird warp.
Nothing
Yikes.
feels worse than the botched elevator after the good wall clip. It's just, I don't know. I always hate it. We've all done it.
Yep.
Yeah, again, just to kind of recap here. So we've got Angry Lanks with a 451. We got Apollo with a 453. We got Crit with a 455, and MCA with a 508. I mean, how do you folks feel 1 hour into this event, thinking about how there are 3, 4, 5Xs in the first hour compared to what we've been doing in previous events?
Not only
It
that,
seemed
but Lank's
unlikely.
run was world record pace.
It was, yeah, because he got scorpioned, right? So you know there was
That's
just
like dying to the eel does save quite a bit of time over dying to that scorpion.
yeah, like
that
that
he ever
was
did. That was a killer run,
it was very very.
I think
good.
it was 449 pace.
especially with no like Moai help at all. It's very good. But yeah, it's crazy. I had predicted before that I was like, well, maybe one person will get a 455 or something, but the fact that all 3 of them have done that is amazing.
Well,
I'm
worried
worried we used up
sure
the
have.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it all out of the way early, and now the
I
rest of the stream is
had a
everyone
Moai
just...
actually. I
Okay,
just got a
yeah.
Moai.
Yeah, let's
That's pretty cool.
let's
It's
give
fine. It's fine.
Okay,
Fine,
okay.
Niels.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm I was bad luck dropping out at the wrong time last time, so
Yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
stay in.
I'm staying. We gotta
Just
stay.
Still,
This is
still
like
with it, you know?
I
It's all good.
remember sitting down
This is
to-
sub 5 pace though.
yeah.
I could do it. I could
Yeah.
do it.
I remember sitting down to watch next to my future father-in-law at that time, just like because I was hanging out over there. But I sat down in the middle of a basketball game, and the moment I sat down, the Sixers started absolutely destroying their opponents. And I got up to leave. He's like, "Oh, you can't leave." So I sat there and watched the rest of that game. Oh, meatballs not being kind.
Yeah, I went for the
MCA.
underballs, but I got the shoot, and then it put me there.
Did you get the fast one?
It actually put me for I got the rocket. It was zooming,
Much like
man.
that, Yells, there's some superstition surrounding Super Pitfall as well.
Yeah?
It lends itself to that.
You want to break it down for me a little bit, Crit? Or Crit and or the crowd? Like, what kind of superstitions do we have going on in the community these days?
Well, so part of it is because, oh, good. You'll see that in a second.
Oh, God. Oh, the unfortunate ladder glitch for Crit right into the spikes.
Well, these clips seem like we've all kind of experienced it being streaky. So, that in and of itself kind of lends it to, what causes these streaks. And since there's no real scientific answers, we all have our superstitions about what causes the good things and the bad things to happen in Super Pitfall.
I mean,
I won't name names, but if something great happens while you're on this Discord voice chat, Yells, someone's gonna think that oh well, I think you should do that because that's the world record.
It's like I can't stream. Yells isn't here.
Yeah, like, the world record has Yells on voice chat, so I think that helped.
I'll be calling you up for all my Pitfall streams from now on,
That's fine, man. I'm pretty sure you still have my number, Link. So
I probably do. Yeah, I think I do.
Start renting out your services,
Fall
man.
to RGL.
1-800.
A superstition
I love
I've
RGLtv.
developed is I love RGLtv. Okay, good. Yeah. Call that number. Call the hotline.
Call the hotline. Go ahead, Lanks. What was the superstition?
I think. Oh shit! I fell. I think something I've developed as a superstition is that if the game is giving out faster wall clips, it's also going to give out more ladder glitches. Like I feel like every time I get a fast wall clip, there's like a high chance I'm gonna fall off a ladder and the run's gonna end.
Yeah, 9 Spaces in the chat. He did confirm that it's all the same stuff. So it's like you got to take the good with the bad. So if you're getting good walls, you're also gonna get some bad ladders.
Yep.
Yeah, so if we did find a way to manipulate the clipping, you'd have to take the good with the bad there as well.
It's true. Yeah. Absolutely true. I mean, and that's the type of payoff. When I think about, one of the speedruns that I was around for a lot of the manipulation, hunting, and discovery was Gauntlet. And, as we learned how to manipulate the locations of exits and treasure rooms and whatnot, like you can't manipulate whichever one you want. You can manipulate a specific value of RNG, which you're like, great. That's cool until the one that you can manipulate sucks. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm just not going to use the manipulation here. I just have to, we're still winging it in this section and just kind of hoping everything works out okay. So, yeah.
That sounds pretty cool for a game that's 100 levels long.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's pretty neat. Like at this point, I remember when I started running the game, the world record was like there were a bunch of folks that had like 14 X's. And it just felt like the game deserved a sub 14. But this was pre-manip. There is a timestamp post of me in the Discord saying that everybody who is good at the game should just be grinding for a sub 14 because the game deserves one, and being scoffed at. Understandably so as well, I would say. But then once the manipulations were found and we got the hang of them all, like now 5 of us have sub 14. It's like everybody who was like laughing about it, we all have them now because just the science.
Who's scoffing now?
Yeah, who's scoffing now? That's my favorite movie.
Feels familiar.
Yeah,
just like the sub 5s in this.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Like it just you could feel like any time now it might happen, and then
the dam is broken.
Yeah, and then everybody gets it.
Everybody can get a sub 5 in this game.
Everybody can.
Now,
Don't you have a tutorial?
Yeah. I do have a tutorial. That's great. I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
MCA.
Well, my tutorial is more about the new things that help out for getting a sub 5, but you could get a sub 5. Well, I guess you couldn't get it totally without it, but it's a companion tutorial.
Right.
You wouldn't want to only watch mine, or else you'd be a little lost. But
I gotcha. Yeah, no, I do. Like, again, I don't remember. Like, I remember the around November, Lucha had made one. So like Lucha has.
I got invalidated real fast.
Oh, did it really? That's very funny.
Well, his was pretty much in line with what White Hats had. I mean, there weren't really any new strats there.
Gotcha.
He had his own kind of like things that he had come up with that he liked to do, but they weren't like time-saving strats. They might have been like just consistency strats.
Right. So it's basically just like the same tutorial with an Australian accent.
Yes.
Got
exactly.
it. Okay.
It was upside down.
Upside down tutorial. Yes.
Yeah, you have to turn your monitor over to watch it. But yeah, so like right after he made that, this when we kind of found like 10 other things, and there were people who wanted to get back into the game, so that's why I made that tutorial. I was like, oh, if you already know how to play this game, but you're trying to catch up to all this craziness to the last few weeks, because we were just coming up with new stuff every few days.
That's true.
It was like crazy for a couple weeks.
It really was. I mean, like, again, I felt so fortunate to just be in the Discord watching that happen. Like, as somebody who still to this day has only completed one run of this game, like, it was just such a neat thing to see. So
we had a little bit of a superstition starting in this stream, because we were talking about how we weren't getting the diamond glitch, and that route right when we start the game, a new kind of route to the spider first death. We were kind of like, you know what, maybe we're not getting diamond glitch because of that route for some reason.
I'm convinced.
I mean, I used to get diamond glitch all the time, and I haven't gotten it. You know, and I've only been doing runs with that in there today, but very
still,
small samples.
Yeah.
Yeah, even now I'm not getting any walls. I had so many to start.
It was pretty hot to start, I would say. You know, it was very fortunate that the first hour was the first hour and not the second hour.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the first like half an hour even, it was so fast, it was crazy.
Yeah, like I took about 3 minutes. There was like the tiniest of lulls early on. I took about 3 minutes to just kind of break down what's happened to the world record since last we all spoke in November. And then from there, all I've had time to do is commentate on a heater or two every couple of minutes, because it's been all go. So, very, very good.
Most exciting event of the year.
It is.
True.
You can't. No word of a lie.
I'm gonna break my event PB right now, yo.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I believe.
I'm a man of my word. This is it. It's not gonna be above 5 though, unfortunately.
But still be an event PB.
Oh, ladder glitch. Didn't kill me, but
yeah, just a nuisance.
Oh, another one.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. You get a fast wall clip, the ladders,
please.
They get you.
506.
506.
Maybe
GG.
It's a 505. I don't know. You could say 505.
I'll say 505.
Yeah, it's a 502.
502. You just give it to him. Just give it to him. It's fine.
At least a 459. At least a 459.
Put 45x. All right, fantastic. I'm gonna let you folks get right back into it, and I will drop off, and I'll go back to doing some solo comms. But again, I'll be back in a bit. You all are good to keep on grinding. All right? Yeah, absolutely. Keep grinding. You got this.
See ya.
All right. We are firmly entrenched in hour 2 of the RGLtv falling toward the record. Mug the Smug 26. Competition here. Again, a reminder that what you see on screen is 4 of the top 6 runners. Maybe top 7. Because again, I think there's one unapproved PB out there. But according to the speedrunner.com leaderboards, it's 4 of the top 6. again, 4 of the 9 people that have sub 5s. So, like, just about half of your sub 5 crew is here for your viewing pleasure, just throwing themselves at the wall and trying to get a new PB, a new world record. We have the world record runner or holder here. Apollo Smug has a 449.733. You can see everybody's stats on the screen here. But Apollo is first on the leaderboard. Crit Rocket Runner is second on the leaderboard with a 450.267. Angry Lanks is third on the leaderboard with 450.634. So you get the whole podium right there. Full pods right there. And then MC Aaron Ice with a 455.383, which I believe is currently 6th on the leaderboard. I think it may technically be 7th once Super Pitfro submits his 453. But yeah, just, again, amazingly talented runners. Just showing everything that this game has to offer. If you weren't here for the event in November, the tone was very different because the world record was 459. It was a world record that I think was almost a decade old from Whitman Price. And, you know, everybody was just trying to pit the wit. They were just trying to chase him down. And easier said than done. MCA not quite getting the underballs. And gonna have to go ahead and reset again. We have everybody pre-wall now. But there's been a lot of advancements in the run, from underball execution to the early balloon grab, shooting the scorpion while doing the wall climb in from the early balloon grab. There's a piranha manip that you do a little bit later on when you go to collect the pet and dodge that scorpion. That gives you a favorable piranha spawn to take a death. And of course, the biggest of them all is the new crit warp during the final section, where you take a death that does not increment your score at all, and the respawn point puts you on the ladder, and it saves, I think it's about a 3-second time save just by itself. But then, coupled with the fact that it lets you take a death without incrementing your score at all, it's really more like a 5-second time save because of the other route enhancements that have happened subsequent to that. But yeah, we've just got everybody trying to throw themselves at the wall now. So we just get kick back and relax and enjoy that sweet, sweet Super Pitfall theme. Ooh, Apollo nearly getting a good wall clip there. It's tough to tell. Sometimes it looks like they're in and they're not in. Like, you need to get 2 clips, and there's also like if you do a neutral jump as your last jump before walking up to the wall, then it favorably positions Harry, so the 2 clips ought to do the trick. Before, it was a bit of a crapshoot, and you might need 2 or 3. But nowadays, it is definitively As long as you start that last jump neutral, or at least do... It might not even have to be the last jump. That might not be... I'm not 100% certain. But as long as like one of your jumps there is neutral, then you should be able to get a favorable... Basically, you know, your X position for Harry is favorable for compared to where the wall is. All right, MCA through again. Dead on the spikes at 123. That is technically sub 5 pace. He's just like I feel like, you know, he could probably pull it off, but he's got to execute like really, really well. And his best possible time on his splits, which you can't see right now, is quoting him a 5:01. But and then the underball is not being favorable. Yeah, that really does just kind of put a pin in. Like, this could still be an event PB for MCA. I think he'll definitely try to see it through. But you're probably looking at like the potential for a lower 5.0x, but not necessarily. Not a sub 5. And I know that he really wants to make sure that all 4 of them have sub 5s. And he's going to do his best. He already is doing his best. And again, it's just a matter of what the game gives you. Sometimes the game just doesn't give you anything to work with. This is Rot Dog's favorite song. And it's over. Hesitated on the Scorpion. Didn't turn and kill the Scorpion. I wasn't tracking his score there to know if he did that intentionally because he accidentally hit something else, or if it was just didn't feel good about his exposition relative to the turnaround room. A little bit of extra Harry poops for us there. Just getting to the ladder a tiny bit early. More Harry poops on the ladder. I really appreciate MCA entertaining us while everybody else takes more shots at the wall. Getting in position here. Oh, and he just falls. Couldn't quite get the crit warp. Falling off the ledge instead of jumping off the ledge. Felt like he was just being super aggressive, trying to squeeze out an event PB there. That's okay, though. Still a fantastic job. All right, we are continuing to see heavy resets as these four runners keep throwing themselves at the wall, trying to see if they can get a fast enough wall clip to proceed, try and get an event PB, or indeed challenge for the world record. PBs you see on screen represent the first, second, third, and sixth place times on the leaderboard. So yeah, we have the entire Super Pitfall podium represented here between Apollo, Smug, Crit Rocket Runner, and Angry Lengths. MCA's 4:55 is also a super duper competitive time as well. And again, we all know that he is equally capable, just as equally capable as everybody else on screen, of challenging for that record. The wall just needs to yield and let them in. Insert "let me in" meme here. That's true. That is indeed correct, Toxic Comic. Yeah, it is not just the ladder, or the wall, rather. It's not just the wall. We really do need a good wall clip, and a Moai Intimidation. Gotta see them both. I've just been enjoying having MCA's audio. We had a technical glitch back in November where we couldn't get clean audio from him. So that's why I'm just sitting on his audio, because it's just so nice that it's working properly. Modern technology in this year, 2026. It's a beautiful thing. The game can be so teasy sometimes when it gives you that first clip really fast. And then just nothing. And like right there, it looked like Crit got like an immediate one clip at like 44 seconds, but then the second one just never came. And he was just stuck to sit and wonder, what's it gonna take? It was really interesting hearing the group talk about superstitions in the speedrunning community for Super Pitfall, and like the coordination, again, from how it was explained, like the information that has been discovered by the community, and particularly the efforts of Nine Spaces, that there's, there's a definitive correlation between wall clips and ladder glitches. That, again, you're basically talking about the same stuff being impacted as you go. So, if one of them is real good, the other one might be real bad. You can only hope that you find that one run where you get good walls, and the ladders that clip are the ones that you would want to clip because you're trying to go down them anyway. Oh, here we go. Crit in the wall at like a 49. No intimidation, but this could still, you know. That's a really fast clip. Let's see what kind of ladder time he gets here. I'm sorry, not ladder. Elevator time. Again, world record pace is like a 113. That's like a 113 death on the spikes. That's a 116 death on the spikes. So he's about 3 seconds behind that pace, which puts him at kind of like 452-ish pace, potentially. Which would certainly be an event PB if he can execute from here. So let's see if the underballs are kind. Looks good to me. Oh my gosh. Was that like an extra meatball that came up, or did he like clip through the floor? I'm not even sure what happened there. Oh, he clipped in through the floor, yeah. Amazing. Fantastic. Yeah, the floor is hot lava. You just melt. You can't stay on there too long. You'll just melt. Good grief. So yeah, so we are back to watching for people to get through the wall. MCA through the wall at 48. Let's see what kind of Moai we got going here. Partial intimidation as well. Grabbing the diamond. Yeah, this is let's take a look at this spike death. 114, that is 1 second off of world record pace. So MCA on a real nice one. Let's see if the underballs behave. Ooh, little light on that jump, so it has to wait out the balls. Still a really good pace, though. Like, this is not necessarily just event PB pace. This is just flat-out PB pace for MCA. And Moai death at 156. So he lost about a second falling off after that one bad jump. We're still definitively on one here. Grab the key. Let's see this early balloon. This is Rot Dog's favorite song. Into the wall. Waits for the scorpion for safety. I don't blame him for that. If he's on like a 452, 53 pace, that's perfectly reasonable to do. Oh, ladder glitch. That's a good ladder glitch because it helps him fall a little bit faster. 253 bird warp, that still puts him 3 seconds off of world record pace, which is again 452-ish, something like that. Keeping in mind that his PB is 455, we're on like a definitive PB pace here for MCA. Into the 4th minute of a 5-minute run, a sub 5-minute run. Time for the medicine grab here. Big moment here as we get down to the Scorpion. Scorpion behaved, we're through. Okay, let's see if he got the Piranha or not. He did. Fantastic. Okay. You got this, MCA. Bring it home. We got a warp here, and then, again, the next big barrier is indeed the ladder clip. So now we got to climb up for the ladder clip. His pace is still fabulous. Nice clean ladder clip, no frog death. Let's go. Final warp at 4:11. Yeah, he got it. He's still 3 seconds off of world record pace. Let's just finish. Got to finish this up. I can tell by his splits that he's definitely been here before. I feel like he must have just missed the crit warp. So come on, crit warp. Let's see it. Got it. Let's go, MCA. Let's go. Couple more jumps. Nice, very nice. Grab the death. 4:53. We have a PB on stream. 4:53. That is amazing. We got to go and say hi to MCA. We've got to go in and say hi immediately.
Hello.
Hi, MCA. That's a PB.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Feel good, man. We came to play. All right.
Heck yeah. Oh, I'm so
After
excited.
How bad it was going. And it turns around. I
That
don't know
was
what
a
actually that.
clutch
I'm so
run.
slow to split. I tried like consciously. I was like, I didn't even look at the screen. I was
Yeah.
just hold. I knew I was missing the chicken. I wasn't going to land on him, so I just held left and looked over to split it.
Mhm.
When I heard the sound, I hit the button.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fabulous. What a great run. Like, I can't wait to hear what the frame count comes out to be. That is a fabulous time. And now again, all four of you, 5Xs. So again, we've got Angry Lanks with a 451, both Apollo and MCA with a 453. And we assume that this is a 453, but again, we'll wait. We'll wait for some confirmation on a frame count
Yeah.
later on. But for now,
Maybe
I'm
more
gonna
likely. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably 453 though.
yeah, it's right smack at like 0.4. It's really
Yeah,
it's not. It doesn't feel
Be a
close
little
enough.
lower.
Yeah.
0.2 or something.
Maybe a 0.2. I know for me, like personally, my manual splitting is usually like a good 0.2 slower than real life.
Yeah.
So,
well, in,
like,
in this
Mhm.
game, I'm usually like a full second or two behind because like I'm so focused on finishing. it.
Right. Oh no, you never want to lose a run because you're too curious, you're too nervous about the timer. Like the timer can be fixed. We will count everything later.
But this one, I was kind of conscious about reaching over to time it. So.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, so again, we have Angry Lanks with a
It's also
451. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying it's because my PB I had a second try ladder clip. So
Gotcha.
That was the difference there.
Yeah, well, I was looking at your splits. Like I was, like, and again, on stream they can't see your splits, but like I had assumed that maybe you had an issue with the crit warp previously, because I'm looking at your splits right now at least, and you were still red going into the final section.
Well, my split is called Final Warp, but it's not the Final Warp. I'm just bad at naming splits. So that final.
Oh
section,
yeah, I see 350. Okay, yeah, that is before the ladder clip. Okay, so that is your
Yeah,
time
so-
save. Gotcha.
Yeah. A failed ladder clip costs about 2 seconds. So that's where it
Gotcha.
came from.
Oh man.
And I got the piranha death, which was cool. So
Yeah, I mean, like it didn't really feel like there was too much missing. I feel like there was no underballs, right? I think you had to wait. Did you have to wait on the meatballs?
I intentionally was getting the slower, safer balls there.
Mm-hmm.
But I did screw up the jump where I fell instead of holding left, which really doesn't.
Yeah,
Loses like
frames
a couple
different, but I was
tenths or
already
something.
getting those balls anyway, so like that didn't really actually hurt me anytime.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think commentating live, I felt like just based upon where your split was on hitting the spikes at the bottom of the elevator versus hitting the Moai compared to Apollo's like world record splits, it felt like about a second lost. But yeah, I'm glad you're here to clarify that it's more like tenths falling off of that ledge than jumping off of that ledge.
Yeah, it's almost if you're doing the safer balls there, it's almost nothing.
Gotcha.
They spawn slightly earlier, like just barely earlier, and so if you fall, like if you jump, then if you fall, but you just for the most part, like you can see, like when I fell, when I got to those safe balls, I just almost immediately jumped over the pit. But if you jump over, you have to wait longer. So like it really is the same. Like there's very little difference.
Well, I mean,
But that was the old Whitman, is to fall off that ledge. So I do it because Whitman does it. It blesses the run.
And And hey, Whitman's PB is a 453, right? See, you're just.
That's a good
It
point.
is.
Oh shoot! Did I sub Whitman?
That's why I need a frame count, my
Now-
friend.
Now, okay, hold on, I'm gonna frame.
Suddenly curious.
Now I actually care.
Amazing.
I don't remember what's Mikey's PB is. Is he 452?
452 for Mikey,
Okay, I'm not gonna beat that.
and it's like a 452.6 or something.
Yeah, Mikey's 452.783. Whitman is 453.633. So just based upon where your splits are, I feel like you've got him. But again, gotta check it out, right?
Yeah,
And
I've
then,
got a local recording here, so I'm gonna do it right now. I'll check it.
And getting beat by Aaron, that's gonna bring the Whitman back.
Also, I mean, I noticed that the leaderboard, like, Fro hasn't submitted his most recent PB. Is that correct?
He's got a lot of
Correct.
PBs.
He has a
that hasn't
453.
submitted.
Yeah, I see like a 453.61 in the Discord from like a month
Mhm.
ago.
Yeah, he's just been like not submitting them because he just, I don't know if he thinks it's funny to just keep the old time with the old strats, or if he's just going for the
I think
gold. I don't know.
he likes his old run, so he doesn't really want to replace it unless it's a world record.
And look, I mean, you do your thing, right? You do you.
Yeah,
The leaderboard is there to make it easier for us to figure out what's going on, but it's not the end all be all.
Oh,
Fro's
man,
going
you
to
should-
become a
you should,
spreadsheet speedrunner soon.
When you press the plus 5 minute thing and your run is already done, that's the best feeling here when you're doing frame count. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah. 5 minutes. Oh, I'm already.
please
I
let
got to
us
go
know.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's definitely a 453. It's
Okay.
a 453.03.
Oh,
Whoa.
Wow. Is it like 030, 033, or is it
Probably
453.034.
034?
Yeah.
I'm
crazy.
updating the layout.
Try to
live.
get a lower 453 than that. I dare you.
I dare you. You've got 2 frames to work with.
This game runs in 30 frames a second.
You've got 1 frame to work with. Oh, that is fabulous. Okay, yeah, fantastic. Very excited to see a PB live on the Falling Toward the Record Mug the Smug 2026 event here.
My second one yells.
Yeah.
The first event I also PB'd.
So I mean, well, you were due, and
This
now you
guy has no
know.
events.
Now you know to skip the next event and just show up at the 5th one. Every other event, you're good for one. So, yeah. All right, I got Crit's having some fun over here.
I had a bad Moe spawn,
Yeah,
but other than that, it's been good so far.
nice. The snake.
If we keep having these events, Aaron's gonna have world record.
I like it. Look,
So
I told you on these events I do come to play.
yeah.
So we need to not do these.
It is 100% dependent on the randomness and the RNG. So it's like it actually has nothing to do with me, but I do get blessed. I think parts of that is too. I mean, I don't do a lot of runs, so odds are it would happen while I was doing runs, and this is just a big chunk of when I'm doing runs. But
Well, I mean, and that's fair.
Ignoring that,
I mean, like to a degree, like I see, like jokes aside, I see your point there. Because again, I felt like the 455 that was your PB until a few minutes ago didn't really speak volumes to your capabilities on the run. It was just a matter of like
just what I got.
fewer times thrown at the wall. So yeah, no, this is great.
My PB before that 455 was 502.
Yeah, so you're just taking it off. If you're in the camp of you always want to PB by too much. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not looking for frames here. We're looking to knock it out of the park.
All right, folks, I'm going to drop out of this chat and let you get back into the grind, but we had to pop in live to just, congratulate MCA on that big old PB. And you guys keep on going. These event PBs are incredible. And can't wait to see what comes up next as we get into the 3rd hour of the event.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Yells.
Make heels.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, just to recap what we've got going on here for this event. We all 4 runners on screen at the same time, throwing themselves at the wall, trying to intimidate that Moai head. And there's been success. There really has. You know, for his second time ever out of the 3 events that we've done, but for the second time, MCA has a PB live on the event. Just a few minutes ago, registered a 453.034, which again, if we consult the leaderboard for Super Pitfall, 453.034 puts him above Whitman Price into 5th place on the leaderboard. And also, it removes any of the concerns about whether or not, you know, like where he is as far as representing like the fastest times on the board and off the board, because Super Pitfro's PB of 453.6 is just not on the board, but he's faster than that now anyway, so it matters not. You have the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th place runners on stream right now, grinding attempts for your viewing pleasure, trying to get into that wall, intimidate that Moai, and try to get world record. And in Apollo's case, trying to improve the world record. MCA through the wall again at 50. Can he get another intimidation here? No, he can't. So no intimidation there from MCA, but, you know, we'll see. A diamond grab and a little bit of elevator action here. We'll see where that puts him time-wise. That's a bad jump, so he's going to wrap around. And that spike death, oh, he's going to take a death there at 117. Oh, I understood, Toxic. Understood. Yeah, I mean, like, we can't all... the schedules don't always work out for everybody, unfortunately. You know, it just is how it is sometimes, and, you know, we wish Mikey could be here, but understand the constraints. You know, the same reason that we did the event at a specific time of day last time in November, so that we could get Lucha Jim with us. You know, the previous event that we had done, the timing just doesn't work for him being in Australia. So, you know, like, we will try to make sure to get, you know, good times, like, or try to shuffle times around as schedules allow so that we can get more and more runners. Yeah, absolutely. Absolute shout outs to Mikey Dies a Lot, currently the 4th place runner on the board. So, but yeah, and I mean, again, it was great having Lucha on the previous one because, you know, we did a knockout tournament at the end of it and he won that knockout tournament. So it was just great to have him around and along for the ride there. But yeah, we are stepping into very, very nearly closing in on, you know, hour number 3 of this Falling Toward the Record event. And again, it's just been an incredible couple of hours right now. You have all 4 runners registering sub-5s in an event that when we held it 3 months ago, only 1 person ever had a sub-5. And now, 9 people have sub-5s. 4 of the 9 people are streaming right now for you, and all 4 of them got sub-5s today on stream. You got to see the whole thing. Angry Lanks with a 451. That, again, when we hopped into the group, into the race room to chat with them for a little bit, that 451 was world record pace before he got scorpioned. So he was definitely on 449 pace, and the Scorpion simply did not behave, which is most unfortunate, but he just, again, it just moves where you take the death. He saw it all the way through, and, you know, he finished it off. Again, all of these players that you're seeing are perfectly capable of getting the good time if the wall and the Moai and the ladder and the Scorpion all behave all at once. They can absolutely make that happen. As our runners try to get themselves through the wall again, I want to take another opportunity to remind you that RGLTV's flagship event, Retrothon 2026, is coming up April 18th through 26th. Submissions are now open, and they're open through, I believe, March 15th. So if you have a retro speedrun and you would like to be a part of Retrothon, go ahead and follow that link. Submit your run. We've got a whole week of retro goodness for you, and you can be a part of it. Coming back, we got Crit Rocket Runner through the wall at 49 seconds. Let's see if we get a Moai Intimidation here. Moai not behaving. That's okay. We're going to see. He's probably still just so happy to be through the wall again that, he's probably going to try to ride this out. Let's see. See if at a good behaving elevator here. Well, let's see where his death stacks up to. There we go. 116. 116 death puts you pretty much at 3 seconds behind world record, which would put him on like a 4:52-ish pace, something like that. Which again is behind his PB as well, but it is ahead of his event PB. Suddenly, Crit, who posted a 4:55 very early in the event, finds himself with the slowest event PB. And slow is a laughable term to use when you consider that his event PB is a 4:55. I mean, that's still an incredible time. But yeah, he's just moving up, moving on through the run, cruising. This is a low 4.5x pace that he is currently on. And let's just go ahead and see how everything plays out here. We're hoping for an early balloon grab right here over to the left. This is Rot Dog's favorite song. And it's over. Oh, and the Scorpion just said, "No thank you. I've got this." Unfortunate. Yes, indeed, Nine Spaces, indeed. So we are officially into the third hour of the RGLtv Falling Toward the Record Mug the Smug 2026 event here on twitch.tv/RetrogamingLiveTv, best place for retro video games. We got 4 of the top 5 Super Pitfall speedrunners just trying to get Harry to clip through that wall. And if you joined us earlier and you're like, "Hey, Yells, I thought at the beginning of the stream you said it was four of the top 6 Super Pitfall runners. Why did you just say 4 out of the top 5?" And I said, "Well, my friends, that is because MC Aaron Ice recorded a new PB during the event. Not, 20 minutes ago, perhaps. A 453.034 per his frame count, which puts him firmly in 5th place on the leaderboard. Less than a second behind Mikey Dies a Lot for 4th place. And then, also trailing behind the other 3 runners of this event that represent the entire podium. You have Apollo Smug with the world record of 449.733 of Crit Rocket Runner in 2nd place with a PB of 450.267. And you have Angry Lanks in 3rd place with a PB of 450.634. The very best in Super Pitfall speedrunning here, trying to get that big PB. MCA with kind of a slow wall clip, so just going for maximum Moai intimidation. Didn't work, but I appreciate the gusto with which he approached that Moai head. Yeah. If only there was a specific spot you could shoot the Moai and it would work. Then everybody would do it. the walls are being very unkind right now, on balance. And they've been pretty kind throughout the event. Again, especially considering everybody's event PBs are so staggeringly competitive. Again, keeping in mind that Crit's 455 event PB, when you put that up against the current Super Pitfall leaderboard, that 455 would basically be 6th place. So, like, everybody posting hyper-competitive times in a live event is just fabulous. But the walls now are just, they're being, it comes in waves, and right now the tide is turning, but it'll turn back. I have faith. And if you're just joining us and you are wondering how there's such a staggering difference in times between this event and the previous one, which we held in November, which was the Pit the Wit 2025 Falling Toward the Record event, where Whitman Price's world record had stood at 459 for many years, nearly, basically closer to a decade than not, by some distance. And you wonder, well, what on earth happened? Everybody was grinding for sub 5 and nobody could get there, and Whitman's run was the only one that was standing the test of time. What have I missed? What has happened? And the answer basically is a lot. You still have the same wall clip, Moai intimidation that you're hoping for. And but beyond that, there's a lot of additional nuance to the run. There's a lot of subtle movement optimizations. So at the very beginning of the run, you have there's optimized movement to get to the very first death that you take, which is MCA is doing right now with the spider. So that death used to be regularly at a 13 on the timer, and now it is regularly at a 12 because they take a slightly different path. They're just barely able to sneak underneath that piranha. After the wall clip and after the hopeful Moai intimidation, the next piece of the puzzle is the meatballs down below, where there's specific patterns that folks are looking for now. And the one that you're looking for basically is they refer to as the underballs pattern. That allows you to basically just move through the meatball section without stopping at all. Well-timed shots they feel like when they get it right, the patterns that they're looking for is basically scripted when they're going to shoot, when they expect to see a meatball in or around their face. And they can get through the meatball section pretty cleanly in order to get to that next Moai head in a mid 150s time, ideally. After that, the next section after that in the run is the balloon section, where you used to ride a balloon all the way to the top of a big area, dodging birds and bats and all that, while we listened to Rot Dog's favorite song. Now, there's a new early balloon strat, where you immediately jump up off of the top of the ladder and jump left and grab the balloon on the left-hand side. And you take it over carefully, very carefully, over to a nearby wall and clip into the wall there, which is basically the same wall you clip into up above, but you can clip into it much, much earlier. And then as a result of that, I want to say that on its own probably saves about a second compared to the old strat. And when it was first found, there was a little bit of a hesitation you needed to do to avoid getting hit by a scorpion that always paths right near the wall that you are partially clipped into. So you'd hesitate and let the scorpion go, and then you would continue your climb and end up in the same spot that you did before when you rode the balloon all the way up and clipped into the wall the way that we would expect runners to up until a few months ago. After that, there's a path down to the medicine that has been improved. I believe Crit Rocket Runner, navigated a slightly different path with more jumps. Just, a bit more zigzaggy and circuitous, but it does save probably about a half a second to a second as well. There's a new manipulation for a piranha, whereupon when you go to save your pet and you're dodging that scorpion, I believe there's like a specific position that you're trying to get to that allows you to spawn the piranha on the left edge of the screen so that when you get over to the water, that piranha is pathing pretty perfectly right where you need it to be to take the death, and you get a good spawn from there, good respawn from there. So there's that piranha strat. And then the biggest piece, I would say, 'cause after that you have to do, there's a ladder clip that has always been a thorn in everybody's side. So you do the ladder clip, hopefully first try, hopefully it behaves. That was the big time save that MCA got in his PB on stream about half an hour ago compared to his previous PB. Was he got first try ladder clip instead of second try ladder clip. He was on here in the chat saying that it takes about 2 seconds to try the ladder clip again. So every time you fail, it's about a 2-second time loss. And he got it first try this time and reaped the rewards of a full 2-second PB. After the ladder clip and the subsequent warps to get you to the final section, that's where the biggest new time save comes in. So Crit Rocket Runner was tinkering as people do, and figured out a method to coax one of the skull shooters to fire at him to the left near where the ladder was, and you just jump into the ether and take the projectile in the back of the head, dying in the air near the ladder-ish, and the respawn point that the game puts you on, it actually just puts you on the ladder. And it saves 3 full seconds just by itself. The other benefit to that is by taking that death during the normal traversal of the final section, you are already on your last life by the time you get to Rhonda, so you don't have to strategically take 2 deaths at the end, it's just the 1. But also, dying to projectiles does not increment your score at all. If you run into an enemy and die, you also kill that enemy and you get points for it. And after ever so many points, you get a 1-up. And the speedrun has always hinged on tightly routed score, because 280,000 points is a threshold for a 1-up. And you do not ever want to get there, because if you get there, that's just 1 extra life you have to lose to game over to trigger the ending. So, by adding a new death into the route with the crit warp that didn't increment your score at all, it afforded you opportunities to increment your score in different places and suffer no detriment at all. And so as a result of that, while looking into it and kind of rerouting and replanning everything, the community figured out that one of the best places to use that extra score is during the early balloon. You grab the early balloon, you clip into the wall, and you start to climb the wall. And then you can turn around and shoot the scorpion that's coming out the left side of the wall, or coming at you from the right, as your backside is sticking out the right side of the wall. As we're going to see for Lanx right here, because Lanx is going to do this early balloon grab. Grabs the balloon. This is Rot Dog's favorite song. And he's going to work his way over to the left. And once he's in the wall here, we'll see if he's aggressive here. So he jumps, and shoots. He can shoot that scorpion. And, with the benefit of the crit warp is that, the amount of score that you do not increment by taking the death to the skull projectile when you're executing the crit warp gives you enough space to shoot that scorpion and not get another 1-up. Ooh, some big old hairy poop right there as Lanx trying to get off the ladder, and Harry just needed to sit down. This is definitively a scenario for Lanx where it's just like, you know what? the wall hasn't let me through much recently. I just want to see the end game again. It's been a bit. So, because this run is, again, we want to be perfectly clear. This is a very nice pace indeed, but it's certainly not the pace that these folks have been have been seeing. And an immediate reset upon grabbing that gold, because again, gold is score, and score will give you 1-ups if you're not careful. So grabbing that gold, basically, again, I think it's like 5 or 6 seconds to have an entire extra life to lose before getting to the end of the game. So that is just not really suitable for the run. We're going to go back over to Crit, who just had a 118 spike death on the elevator, which puts him about 5 seconds behind world record pace, but could potentially be on event PB pace. Might just be hanging out in the right space for that. Maybe in like the low to mid, like the mid 4 or 5 X's. Like maybe he could be looking at like a 453, 454. We're gonna see. Seemed like they were good underballs. We'll see what the Moai death timing here is. Yeah, so actually, I mean, it's about 5 seconds off the pace. He could still probably get an event PB, maybe of like a 454 at this point. That's what it feels like to me, and I'm only really trying to compare to, the splits that I saw Apollo's world record had. So if there's some slack in one of Apollo's splits that I'm not capturing with that analysis, then, my apologies. I'm just a fan. I don't run this game. I've only ever beaten this game once. This is Rot Dog's fail. Oh, never mind. So yeah, Crit taking it easy there. It looked like he just didn't have the right position to jump up and get that Scorpion. Looked like it was going to get to the wall before he did. So just not even turning around to try and shoot. But it is nice to see a run going into the 4th minute. Bird Warp at 256. So it's a +6 to world record pace. Which again, it kind of puts him in that 455 range. But let's watch him see it through. Let's see if he makes it to the ladder clip, if it's kind to him or not. Medicine not spawning, that's going to cost him a bit of time. Slow Frog, slight slack. Okay, good. That's good to know, Toxic. I appreciate that. So just to clarify, Toxic, the Slow Frog, is that on the ladder clip section? So like, would I expect that the final, like the ladder clip part of Apollo's splits has a bit of room to give? Okay, cool. Thanks. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, so now, again, Crit is about, like, 8 seconds off of pace for Apollo. From Apollo's world record. But he did get first try ladder clip there. Yeah, now he's about 7 seconds. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So it feels like there's a good second in there. Maybe a little bit more. It was nice of Crit to do that section right after we'd finished talking about it. Give us the live example. The Crit Warp. Jumping into the nothingness. Letting the skull shooter shoot that skull and kill you with the projectile. And you respawn on the ladder. So again, it's not going to be an event PB, but it is a 457, which again is another sub 5. So big GG's to Crit Rocket Runner on that 457. So we're getting close to the 2.5 hour mark, and I think as a treat similar to the previous event, we're probably gonna pivot away from just grinding PB attempts and have a little fun knockout tournament to round out the event. We will we'll suss out the exact details very shortly. And again, it will not be a very long knockout tournament with 4 competitors, but these runners are all about high stakes. They want to put it all on the line. Had both Apollo and Crit just now get pretty early wall clips, but not as spicy as they were hoping for. And ultimately, they decided to just go headlong into the Moai and hope for immediate intimidation, and it did not pan out. But that's just the nature of no reset runs at this point. You know what you need to get out of those first 2 tricks. The wall clip and the Moai, you know what is necessary. So if the wall clip is a bit slow, then you've got to go really aggressive at the Moai to try to make the ground back up, because there isn't any other room to get that time back. I say with nobody at the wall right this second, let's go hop in and say hi to him real quick. Let's see if we can see what they're looking for as far as pivoting to the Conod is concerned.
I look at these things I did when I was young, and they're like, "Wow, that's amazing! You were so special." You know, like you'd start like really saying like, "Well, how special he is," and then he would say, "I don't think that my friends don't understand this. They think I'm wrong," and they're like, "Hey, you should trust your gut." It's like you better than anyone. And then he started getting paranoid. He's like, I think someone might be following me. He's like, well, you'd better get out of there. Like, so he ends up like in a remote motel, like throwing his cell phone away, like hiding somewhere, because that's what it told him to do.
Man,
it's pretty bad.
That's so bad.
That's insane.
Hi guys.
Oh hey,
else.
Hey.
How we doing? Sorry, I didn't say anything immediately because MCA was mid-sentence about an unidentified.
Yeah, we had a nice story.
Yeah,
just sort of the world's smartest baby.
No worries. And also, right as you were saying that, Crit had a pretty amazing wall Moai combo, but then the elevator gave him some grief. And then Underball said no. So, you know how it is. I didn't want to interrupt Crit's flow.
All stuff.
Yeah.
Typical Super Pitfall stuff. So I've heard there's some interest in a knockout tournament.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, I think that's how
we didn't swing into that.
We're gonna close it out.
Heck yeah. No, I mean, you guys have been grinding for a solid 2.5 hours here, plus whatever prep you did beforehand. I do not doubt that you are tired of seeing the wall and you're ready to just put it all on the line for glory in a Conot.
Yeah,
So,
let's go for the wall from a different angle.
yeah, I like it. So yeah, so
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
yeah,
we've seen the best of what the wall has to offer today.
I mean,
It's been pretty fortunate walls for us.
genuinely, it has been an incredible couple of hours. I mean, let's recap the event PBs real quick, right? So Angry Lanks has a 451, Apollo has a 453, Crit has a 455, and MCA has a 453 that is his new PB. It's the second time that MCA has gotten a PB during a live Chase for the Record event. Just again, incredible showing from all four of you. Could not possibly have imagined 3 months ago that we would be back here watching every single one of you get a sub 5 live on stream within a couple of hours.
That is
That is
crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah. That's one of those, they say like, well, if you would have told me 6 months ago,
Yep. I would have taken that bet that was not going to happen.
Yeah.
I would have lost
this
money.
is the second fastest time I've ever gotten.
I don't doubt it, Lanks. That was a heater and a half, man. Like, it was...
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was super good.
What
Okay.
kind of pace is this, Apollo? Apollo's on a run here.
Is he?
Oh yeah,
It's like
158 Moai Death.
454-ish.
Okay.
All right, we'll go.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Yeah, let's get...
We'll watch. We'll all narrate.
We're all...
We'll all spectate.
Yeah.
He grabbed the key. Good job.
This is Rot Dog's favorite song.
This is it's really short though. That's why he likes it. It's just a short song.
Yeah.
That's his favorite part about it, is how short it is.
His favorite dance is the waltz.
Maybe I'll just try to get the clip here at the top of the wall
Come on.
instead of going all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
let's get it.
you need like 7 clips, right? Something like that?
Yeah, it's easy.
It's just 7. What's the big deal?
Music change.
Yeah, I like
A little bit of a
the
music bug.
audio glitching.
The auto
Is it-
glitching does really spice it up sometimes.
Really, I mean, it's very good.
Good
I'm
omen.
trying to
you're playing a
remember.
different game.
Yeah, I think during one run maybe we had audio for Crit going, and he got the glitch that like you couldn't hear the jump sound. So
Yup.
you were doing some silent jumping for about a minute or so. It's very nice.
It's a magical game.
It really is. That
Yeah,
is
the balloon
probably
grab especially is really interesting because like you can lose sound, like you can lose every piece of the every sound channel on the
Mhm.
balloon. Like you could only get the bass line or only get the treble or only get the percussion. It's really fun.
That's really good.
Got the jump to the piranha. Apollo's getting swaggy.
I didn't do that.
Thank you. I saw it. And it meant a lot to me.
You'll see.
I'm ready.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Classic.
El Clasico.
Yeah,
It's been first try ladder clip.
though.
Unfazed.
Unfazed.
I mean, name another game that can just give you so many curveballs. It's part of the fun.
He wanted to get left there so he
Death
doesn't
whip.
get the doesn't you don't want that guy to shoot a second skull before turning around. It loses time.
Gotcha.
That's why we go all the way to the edge. It's dangerous, but you got to do it.
I was wondering. I
Yeah.
felt that's another 453 from Apollo.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what it looks
Wow.
like. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as low of 453 as me, but I mean, it's still really good. It's really good.
Oh, fantastic. So I mean, so realistically, where that puts us now is that I think we've seen 5 sub 5s. That was the 5th sub 5 on the stream. Because I think
6.
was there 6?
Crit got a 457 a minute ago.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. It wasn't an increase of his event PB, but yeah, it's true. Half a dozen sub 5s.
It's that free. People get on the run. Get
Yeah.
to sub 5.
Free.
You know.
It's
Yeah.
free. It's free real estate. All right, gentlemen, start your engines. We're gonna pivot now over to a Conot. A Conot, for those that are not familiar, is a knockout one-night-only tournament. So it would be a tournament structure where everybody runs at the same time. Slowest completer of the run is eliminated, and then you rinse and repeat until there's only one person left, and they are the winner. So this is going to be short and sweet. We've got 4 competitors, which means we're going to get 3 races. So if everybody, what's the best way for me to count you in to start?
You should probably say, like, tell us the reset, and then give us like 2 seconds after the reset, and you could probably do like a 3, 2, 1.
Good. Yeah, because I know that the demo, I don't want anybody, like, I don't want to screw anybody.
Kick into that countdown real fast.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, just kick in pretty early.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're all ready right now, right? So for me to go. Okay.
Yeah, I got my reset.
Actually,
ready to go.
start at 5. When you say 5, we'll reset, and then that should give us enough time, right? Maybe that's the.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
That's smart.
So I will start from 5. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck, folks.
Let's do it.
How's everybody's backup strats?
I'm debating whether I should be doing the old.
No, I'm going. I already at this point. It's new strat. There's no going back. So.
All right, we're gonna let them go and have a good time while we get into this first run out of 3 for the knockout tournament. So again, with the delay, I know that, like, in real time they definitely all started at the same time, but you could see just the delay of the captures coming in onto the stream. Apollo is about 4 seconds behind, but I'm not overly concerned about what that's going to do, because we are just waiting for people to get into the wall. Looks like MCA ran into an unfortunate event and had to start over, which may or may not matter because he's working his way back to the wall. And okay, only Apollo is through at 106. Oh, MCA having a day here. Another unfortunate fall. That is a shame. Don't give up, MCA. Because only one of them is through the wall. All right, crits through the wall at 133. Apollo takes the elevator death at 131. Lanx is just floundering at the wall. 145 and counting. It's just not letting him in. I mean, it would be the most delicious if MCA just got like an insta wall clip getting there at like the 2-minute mark. Okay, Lanx is through at 207. We'll judge the time difference here between Lanx and MCA. MCA gets 1 clip instantly. We almost had the sweetness that is just one player coming back from a great deficit. Unfortunately, the second wall clip is just not coming in. MCA is still stuck at the wall at 240. Apollo is listening to Rot Dog's favorite song, which just ended. MCA through the wall at 251. Very late intimidation for Apollo. Crit, I'm not sure, maybe he took a death on the meatballs or something, and that's why he decided to dodge the Moai there. Yeah, Apollo just going for it. You love to see it. Crit is done with the balloon and climbing the wall. Lanx gets his balloon. Apollo gets his medicine, and it's off to the Scorpion. Grabs the pet. Where's the Piranha? Not in a good spot. Doesn't matter. Gonna go hit that snake. Apollo coming up on the ladder clip. Crit, dodges the Scorpion. Oh my gosh. Apollo taking a shot. Apollo's got to be careful here. Yeah, that is just really unfortunate that the ladder glitch cost him a life. He's gonna, no crit warp. He can't. Apollo does not have the life to spare. He cannot crit warp. He's got to go around. Just be careful. The old school way. Right as Crit said as we were dropping out of the voice call. How's everybody's backup strats? Here we go, Apollo. Yeah, absolutely. Apollo grabbing Rhonda. It has to take another death. There we go. Apollo is done. Wins the first race with like a 5:33 or so. Crit coming up pretty close behind him, doing the crit warp. The me warp, as I believe Crit calls it. Grabs Rhonda and done at a 5:54. So Crit finishes in second place in this race. And then coming in hot in third place, looking like, is going to be Angry Lanks with a 6:12. And MCA just ran into some difficulties at the beginning of the run, and it ends up costing him. Had to do 2 resets. And his ladder clip, or his wall clip, was not nearly as bad. Like, Angry Lanks probably, it's just, that's what this game can do. It can just decide that you're never getting into that wall. Like, Lanks just stood at that wall for way longer than you would ever hope to. But again, it just goes to show that the game can just say, no, you're not getting in, and you just have to live with it. The MCA finishing up. Grabs Rhonda, takes the death, and it is a 7:01. GG's to MCA. Hi, folks.
Hey, a good 7 minute.
Good 7-minute, just for funsies. It's a shame. When you finally got to the wall after the 2 resets, MCA, and you clipped in once immediately. I'm like,
I know. I was like, oh, this is gonna be really funny.
Like, Lanks is just sitting there at the wall praying for like a minute and a half, and I'm like, MCA is doing all sorts of nonsense in the background. He's just gonna walk up and clip straight through and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
Well, I mean, I was resetting every time, so in theory, that could have been a PB or whatever.
Yeah, it's true.
That was an all new run.
Yeah.
So I could have PB'd and lost at the same time.
But yeah, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to MCA from the Conot, finishing in 4th place. But thank you again, MCA, for participating. And again, GG's on your PB, your live PB, for the 2nd time in one of these events.
It's all good. We need the podium for the top 3. So
that's right. Yeah, the pods.
Aaron is the face of Pitfall.
Yeah, the face of Super Pitfall. MC Aaron Ice. Bowing and stepping aside so that the pods of Super Pitfall can do their podium things. So, in the spirit of that, folks, are you ready for the next race?
Let's do it.
So ready, else.
Ready.
Fantastic. Okay, so again, just like we said before, we're going to count it down from 5. So, we're everybody ready? We're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Best of luck, folks. We're going to drop out and let them do their thing. As we go ahead and get into our second race. So again, slight differentiation in the timers here, as Apollo's just a little bit behind on the timer. But let's see how the walls are. This is the best part. Who's gonna get through the wall first? I'm still sad to this day that the one fantasy football league I was in with a bunch of Twitch streamers, that they never took me up on the offer of using this wall clip to decide the draft order. This was probably my best idea that never came to fruition. It was just, now everybody load up Super Pitfall and start a timer. First one into the wall gets first pick. Easy peasy. Yeah, just do it that way. You want randomness? I got randomness for you. We're still waiting. There we go. Crit is through at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Lanx and Apollo just waiting and waiting. I mean, yeah, again, considering where Lanx was the previous run, I mean, you couldn't ask for two worse wall clips, but Lanx is through a 149. Apollo just vibing. Just vibing. This is what Super Pitfall Racing is all about, is just getting completely left behind because the one thing you need to happen at the beginning just won't happen. Lanx gets a bad jump and does the screen wrap. Apollo is through at 207. Crit is on to the meatball section. And takes a death to the meatball, so he's going to have to be careful. Probably going to not be able to run headlong into the Moai now. So we probably won't have the Moai to use as a barometer for time difference, but that's okay. We'll take a little peek as we go. Lanx getting some better meatball patterns for sure. So I expect Crit to run back here. Yes, Crit runs back into the alcove. So we're gonna check times here on balloon grab, okay? So Crit getting the huge ladder glitch. What lead? He didn't have a lead. Grabs the ladder at 314, or grabs the balloon at 314. Lanx grabs it at 317. Lanx just both taking the long way, and Lanx gets stuck. This is incredible. Can Crit get to the wall? Where is the wall? Apollo is suddenly like, hey guy, I'm in this. Oh my gosh, and Lanx's balloon is just dodging. Just dodge. Apollo pulls into second place, kills the scorpion on the way up. Crit is up and over the wall, over the spider. Can hit that bird warp at 404. Warp not found. Apollo over the wall. Bird warp at 411, and Lanx balloon pops, and now he's got to wait for another wall clip, and he gets spidered. Disaster for Angry Lanx. The left clips are so much harder than the right clips, as far as RNG is concerned. At least the standing theory is that just you clip to the left way less than you clip to the right. So he's just gotta stand here again and just wait. It's the worst feeling. Constantly having to dodge the spider as well. Notice how he hasn't clipped a single time. Crit taken a death. Unexpected death there. Crit, at this point, can't do the crit warp. He's got no lives to spare. Has to be very careful now. Very careful on the frog. Oh, another ladder. If he got a ladder glitch, if that spider had been there, he would have been in bad shape. Yep, yeah, I wouldn't have attempted that bird either, Crit. I think that's the right move. Just nice and easy. Apollo pulls into the lead, into the final section. And Apollo, I believe, has the life to spare, so he can do the crit warp. Crit can't do the crit warp. Lanx has one clip into the wall, but needs another. Crit warp engaged. Crit climbing the ladder. Can he catch him? I think the answer is no. Never mind the fact that the timer is like 4 seconds off, but it just looks... Look at... This is hot. This is great. Like... It's going to look like these two are going to finish at basically the same time. Although Crit won't, I don't think, because he's going to take the extra... Oh, no, okay, he got there. He managed to avoid the score. GG's to both of them. Like, again, that just... Live on screen, that was quite the finish. That was very, very good. Of course, with Apollo's timer being like slightly off, you know, it was a bit more of a differentiation than you would have imagined. But still, very like high octane finish there, for sure. Indeed, cinema for sure. We're going to let Lanx finish up here. Let's give him some audio. Time for the ladder clip. First try, no. Second try, yes. Dodges the frog. Just right in front of that bird. No fear. Crit definitely wanted to be careful. And Lanx taking the death. Unfortunate death there. I think that'll end up doing it for him. Let's go ahead. Oh my goodness.
Congrats on the fastest time of the day.
Yeah. Lanx. That one did not go to plan.
It went beautifully in its own way.
In its own way, absolutely. That's that is definitely another way of looking at it.
Looked like Harry got distracted by the balloon and just couldn't stop having fun, you know?
Yeah, right. I mean, you know, when in Rome. Yeah. You gotta play with the balloon. It's right there. So
yeah. You know.
But that was again as I was hearing people like say, and I agree. GG's on, you know, that fantastic run. Like I said, the fastest run of the day, like was mentioned. 4:51, and again, there was a substantial amount of time there where we were wondering whether or not we were about to see a world record. So
yeah,
just
it was fun to get on that pace.
Yeah, just a fabulous time for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad I could put up a good run.
Absolutely. So give me a moment while I take an indiscriminate amount of time to set up the two-way scene. The main event. Yeah, the main event. I'm gonna let Crit and Apollo take a quick breath while I get everything just the way we want it.
Icing the runners.
Yeah, icing it. Yeah, I mean, Crit. You know what they say. To be the best, you gotta beat the best.
And I saw that it was mentioned astutely by Toxic Comic in chat that we do have the 2 most recent world record holders in the finals of this tournament. So the last person to hold the world record prior to Apollo was indeed Crit. So it seems fitting that it'll be the 2 of you duking it out for the
these
Knock
placements
him
here
down or a peg,
are.
Crit.
Yeah, we can't let the Conot outcome be the same as the leaderboard here.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. It could. I would be okay with it. I have a strange feeling that if chat was polled, more people would say Crit.
That's the persona you've built for yourself, though, Apollo. You are the
The
heel.
heel. He's
What?
the
What are
heel.
you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
The Pitfall heel, huh?
He's the Pitfall heel.
All right, so
You
here
love
we
to
go.
hate him.
We're moving over to the head-to-head layout here. We've got the head-to-head layout. We've got Crit Rocket on the left. We've got Apollo Smug on the right. And, yeah, I think if it's good for you folks, it's about that time to get it on the road. What do you say?
I'm ready.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's do it.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to give you both a countdown from 5. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Best of luck, folks.
Let's go.
Okay, so we have Crit on the left. We have Apollo on the right. For all the marbles, you knew I had to say it, right? I had to say all the marbles. And again, there's a slight delay here, so make sure to keep. That's why we've got the timers on stream as well. Make sure you keep an eye on those timers. Just imagine, like, Crit is about 4 seconds further into the run. But again, the wall knows all. Let's see what the wall has in mind for today. In the finals, who gets in first? Crit's in 1. Apollo's in 1. Crit's in 2. That's actually a pretty good wall clip. And a full intimidation for Crit. Incredible. Everything's happening. Doesn't get the jump, so he does the screen wrap. Oh my gosh, Apollo Harry pooping to intimidate the Moai. And it's scared stiff, and it just runs off. Amazing scenes here. Let's see how the meatballs fare. And Crit, again, can't quite get the underballs pattern. So that's going to cost him some time, and he's going to have to skip the Moai death. I believe all 3 races he has not managed to get a good underballs pattern and has had to dodge the Moai instead. That's going to even this up pretty substantially, I think. As Apollo gets his underballs without issue. So Apollo takes the death at 2:18. Again, remember that the timer is slightly off here, so we're going to go by balloon grab and the timer. Crit, balloon grab at 2:35. And Apollo, balloon grab at 2:38. Yeah, 3-second difference. Crit into the wall, just not entertaining the scorpion shot. Apollo just going for it, locked in, just kills that scorpion, says, I'm not afraid of you. closing the gap a little bit. Yeah, no fear at all. Crit, the bird warp at 3:13 on his timer. Apollo, the bird warp at 3:14 on his timer. We have 1 second difference. We've got the new crit path to get to the medicine that they're both going to take. Crit cleanly grabs the medicine. It's on to Scorpion time. Crit navigates around the Scorpion without fail. And gets the clean Piranha kill as well. Apollo does not have a good Piranha spawn. He's got to go over to the snake. And we'll check this next warp on the splits here, okay? So Crit jumps into the warp at 4:10. Apollo jumps into the warp at 4:11. 1 second difference still. Ladder clip. What do you have to say for yourself? Crit, not first try. Not second try. Third try and first try for Apollo. Apollo takes the lead. Crit in at 4:35. Apollo in at 4:32. Apollo now 3 seconds ahead. Again, keep in mind the timers are slightly off. They are not perfectly synced. It's crit warp time. Beautiful double crit warp. I mean, you love to see this. I mean, this is just fabulous entertainment here. Little Crit does not get the hesitation correctly to get the spear chucker to go right. Apollo doesn't even care about the stream delay. Super clean. We've got a 5:14 to a 5:18, and Apollo is the winner. What an amazing race. Gentlemen.
I guess the leaderboard stands.
Wow. GG's Apollo with that 5:14 to Crit's 5:18. I want to say, like, you put on a great show. If you go and watch this back, for whatever reason, like there's like roughly a 4-second delay on Apollo's feed. So live, like, and I've got the timers up so we can all see what the timers are, but live, like, you folks were like synced to down the stretch. It looked so good, but there can be no dispute, even without the timers. Apollo takes it by about 4 seconds. GG's Apollo.
Thank you. It was good. I think Crit had a slightly better wall at the beginning, so it made it a pretty tight. So
yeah, no, it really came down to, he had a better wall, but he got meatballed, so he had to be cautious around the second Moai.
Wow. Wow, that's pretty good. I thought when I heard that you got meatballed, I'm like, oh, I have this in the bag, and apparently that was not the case.
No, yeah, it was the ladder clip in the end. Crit, you were third try, right?
Yeah.
So
got me.
Yeah, Crit was ahead by 1 second at the ladder clip, and then was behind by 3 seconds coming out.
I was able to get it.
Yeah,
first try in each of the 3 races, so I'm happy with that.
As Toxic Comic said, best ladder in the biz.
Best in the biz.
So GG's to Crit, finishing second place in this Conot, and a big GG's to Apollo as well for the victory.
GG's everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm really glad that we were able to pull off this additional bonus falling toward the record event, because there's just been so much activity. Like, I just want, like, the 4 of you are all still here. I just want to get some thoughts from you all on how the last few months have been.
Well, it's just been a wonderful dream, Everybody's playing Super Pitfall all the time. Like, you just get on Twitch and all your friends are playing Super Pitfall. It's a joy.
It has been a lot of fun to be part of all of the route changes and small improvements over the last few months. It was a great time to be running Super Pitfall for sure.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of like wanting to, best someone else, but like it did feel like it was a lot more about like beating the game. Like how can we like improve this game? And that was really cool to like everybody sharing tips and trying to come up with new strats and stuff. And I always come up with stuff knowing that I would never use it to get a good time, but like, giving it to these three guys knowing like, oh, one of them can use this and do something awesome with it. So it was cool. It's a lot of fun for like action-packed few weeks.
Definitely. Yeah, like the holiday season was just chock full of Super P. I'm pretty sure all of us had the music just burned into our skulls by Christmas time. By the time New Year rolled around, it's just like I can hear it in my sleep, even as a viewer. It's just because, yeah, like you said, like Lank said, like every single day you go to Twitch and like, oh man, like 2 or 3 people, they're all running Super Pitfall. This is amazing.
Yeah, you wake up and you hear da 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 dun 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 dun.
Well, you get like the full globe coverage when you also had Lucha doing attempts as well, because it's just like any time of day, without fail. Like Crit sometimes does morning streams and Lucha's streaming overnight, and it was perfect. And Mikey doing the odd hours as well. It's just a full coverage, and
something for every Super Pitfall sicko out there.
Shout outs to all the sickos. All right. Yeah, again, so like any parting thoughts from you folks before we wrap this event?
Just thanks so much for hosting. And
yeah, thanks, Yells.
It was super fun.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, it's gonna keep going. Like we got, like you said, the bonus kind of event here because the Pitfall season went a little bit past fall and into winter, but there's still runners that are gonna come back. Like I assume, maybe we're all gonna take a little bit of a break, but
we need more sub 5s.
Everyone come back fall time because we're gonna be ready.
Yeah,
I would like to see.
I think there's like 10 sub 5s now. Like we should have 20 by next fall.
Yeah, I
Come on.
think
I think it would be cool to see the podium be sub 450.
That would be really cool. I know that I think there's at least 9 sub 5s because I know that Super Pitfro again has one but hasn't submitted it to the board. I think
just submitted. I'm not sure because he's the other person.
Oh, let me check. Oh, one sec.
And Toxic has a sub 10 now, a sub 5 too, right?
Yeah, Lucha has a
think so, yeah.
459.9. Oh, does Toxic also have one?
I thought he did, yeah. But
Then that would
Lucha
be
got
10.
a 457, I think. Oh, he
Toxic's
doesn't have it
not
yet.
yet.
Toxic will get it.
Okay, good. Yeah,
He
so
may be the
again,
10th.
yeah, like it's exciting. He could be the one to push it into double digits. But yeah, it's been a fantastic event. Thanks again to everybody for participating. I'm very happy. I'm gonna drop off of this call for you folks so I can send the sign-offs for RGL. But thank you all 4 of you for participating in the event. And again, GG's to all 4 of you getting a sub 5 live during the event as well.
That is crazy. So
Yeah, it went really well.
All right, folks, that is gonna do it for us here on RGL for the Falling Toward the Record Among the Smug 2026 event. It has been just a fantastic time. Another reminder that it is indeed still Retrothon season. One last time. It is the flagship marathon event for RGLtv. It's running from April 18th through the 26th. Submissions are open through the end of March 15th. So if you want to participate in the best retro speedrunning marathon on Twitch, this is the place to be. Follow that link that I just put in chat. Submit your run. submit your run. We've got, like 8 or 9 days worth of content for sure. It's going to be a great time. Again, retro expands pretty broadly now because we're all so old that retro really genuinely does include like the PlayStation 3 at this point, I think, which is, just right in the heart. But yeah, again, thank you everybody so much, and we will see you another time.